All right.
Right, ladies and gents, let's make a start. Welcome to this Executive Cabinet meeting of the Council. Please make sure when you're speaking that you are pointing towards the microphone, everyone can hear you. Please don't obstruct your mouth in case anyone is lip reading, all the usual things. And if you have any issues, please let Democratic Services know. Have we got any apologies for absence, Nina?
None received, Chair.
Thank you. Any declarations of interest in any items on the agenda tonight anybody's got particularly? No. Right. The first item is the minutes of the meeting held on the 18th of September 2025. So we want to move those. Thank you, Councillor Hilton, and seconded by Councillor Murray. All those in favour, please show. Any issues arising from those that we've got? No. Right, in that case, apologies, I'm still on planning committee. Minutes on my... Doing the right one. Right. Have any public questions, Nina?
None received.
Thank you very much. The first item of business proper is item 4, which is Peter Wilson. It's the joint procurement strategy.
Thanks, Alistair. The first of 3 exciting reads that I've got to present this evening. But no, the joint procurement strategy is obviously important that we have this in place. This follows the legislation that was passed in 2023. So as it says in the report, our actual existing strategy ran out in 2022, but it was due to be updated, but of course we waited for the new Procurement Act to come through. So that's now taken effect as of February this year. And as it says there, the strategy aims to make sure that we get best value, to make sure we have social responsibility as part of that process, and also to make sure that we meet our corporate priorities. So the strategy is there for members to read. I don't think there's anything radical in there. I mean, it does quite clearly point to where we cover our corporate priorities, and it just needs to be implemented in order that we can continue to operate and procure services and function as a council.
Okay, thank you, Peter. Are there any questions on that procurement strategy anybody's got? It seems very much common sense, and it's an updating of a previous document. So, Councillor Wilson has proposed that. Somebody second that for us, please. Thank you, Councillor Murray. All those in favour, please show. That's carried. Thank you very much. Your next pre-advertised exciting item is updated social value policy.
Exactly. Thank you,
I think
Chair.
runs alongside.
It runs very neatly on from the procurement because, again, the same legislation is impacted on this in the same way that it has on the procurement strategy. So clearly, as members are well aware these days, that when we do go out to procurement for services or for work, that we do have a social value element to every contract that's issued over £100,000. So I think that when it says in the report that's meant to be 15% is the aim when you of weights that you attribute to such work, and it does give details not just of what we've done in the past, but more importantly where we look for social value to actually come into play. So you can see there on page 41 in paragraph 16 there, it does give you a flavour of the sort of stuff we're looking at. So that's supporting local skills and employment, so the jobs angle, when we're looking at the business angle as well, also looking at making healthier communities, so the benefit that comes from a procurement, from an award of a contract and a procurement process that takes place. So, as well as the environmental angle as well. So again, I don't think the concept's anything new, but obviously it's been updated likewise following the legislation which came into effect earlier this year.
Okay, thank you for that, Peter. And I think also it points people who have to want to supply social value as part of their tenders that they submit to this council, what they need to achieve to be successful in those tenders. So it is useful for them as well, because we get a lot of queries from businesses about how they satisfy that requirement. Again, Councillor Wilson's made the proposals in paragraph 2 that we adopt the joint social value policy. Somebody seconding those? Thank you, Councillor Law. All those in favour, please show. That's passed and carried. Thank you very much. Right, we romp on to item 6, which is key contracts and partnerships framework. Again, you again, Peter.
Yep, so again, the framework helps us assess our key partnerships which we again are something we do regularly as the council, that we always bring the reports to the cabinet. But the contracts and partnerships framework was refreshed in 2024. And again, we're coming there. If you look on page 70 at paragraph 11, it gives you the breakdown of the elements to this when we're looking at contracts and key partnerships. We've got the financial, we've got the corporate priorities, the risk elements, the length of the contract or partnership, and of course the resourcing as well. So as we go through the report there, it gives us that breakdown, that tick box in terms of each of the key partnerships and contracts and which of those 5 areas that they cover. And then we get the update on the progress with each of our key partners. And then further on to page 74, we get the risk element, which obviously is something that always concerns members, and quite rightly so, that we do take it very important that we monitor the relationships, we monitor the performance of our partners, and we are aware of any issues or problems. So, for example, in SelectMove, that's something that we've reported many times to this body as the Executive Cabinet, in the difficulties in the system in terms of allocations and the fact that we've had to actually manually do that job ourselves as a housing authority. Obviously, the leisure company there's the continual challenge of the cost of the leisure centre and the services of all 3 centres that we have. And likewise there, we've got the mitigation actions, which is the investments that we're making in decarbonisation work. So again, I don't think there's anything on the report which there's nothing there that we're not aware of in terms of risk or in terms of the performance of our partners, but more importantly, there's elements, the action that we're taking in order to address it. So again, Chair, happy to present the report for consideration.
Okay, any comments or questions on that key partnerships framework and the detail considered therein? Obviously, it's an update on what's been gone previously. We've done it previously, and it's a return on that, which I think is really good. So the proposal there is that we, the recommendations made by Councillor Wilson are in paragraphs 3 and 4, to receive the update and then to approve the refreshed framework, which is appended to that document, and is a Chorley and South Ribble document, I think, covers both areas. Made proposal by Councillor Wilson. Who's seconding that one, please? Yeah, Councillor Margaret France. All those in favour, please show. That's carried. Perfect. Thank you. We moving even more swiftly on, I can't keep up, is item 7, which is the digital strategy. Can't even say it. Councillor Adrian Law. Adrian.
Thank you, Chair. To detail the progress made with digital transformation over the period of the last digital strategy and to agree the forward plan for digital over the next 3 years, members will realise that the previous digital strategy expired in 2024. We've taken it forward, we're refreshing it and presenting it tonight for the next 3 years to meet one of the corporate strategy objectives, whilst retaining availability for those who don't have access to digital services to still access council services. So, as paragraph 8 says, it's underpinned by 4 themes. Those themes are from paragraphs 9, 10, 11 and 12. It's the Appendix A of the report highlights and goes into more detail about the action plan for the digital strategy. But with that, Chair, I'm moving the recommendation that we approve the refreshed digital strategy for the next 3 years.
Thank you, Councillor Law. Any questions on that digital strategy anybody's got? Again, that's a joint document with South Ribble, so it's an overall plan. No, I can't see any questions at all. So therefore, the proposal is in paragraph 2 to approve the refreshed digital strategy, as Councillor Law points out. Somebody happy to second that one? Thank you, Councillor Hilton. All those in favour, please show. Okay, that's carried. It's a very swift meeting. We come on to any other business. I'm not aware of any other business. We haven't got any. The only point I would like to make to members of Cabinet is that the next Cabinet meeting we will have to decide, because the Cabinet is the deciding body for the bid for LGR that we were putting in. There's a council meeting between now and then which will discuss it, but the Cabinet is the deciding body. So just be aware of that. If you are not able to make that meeting, that will be the decision-making body for it. We've had that confirmed fairly recently. On that basis then, a bit of time